Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I've been able to do any audio with my videos. I was having problems with my mic settings. It was sounded like it was echoey all the time, and also when I was racing with the team, I found that my iRacing was super low. So I was able to sort all that out, and I figured today I'm going to jump in and do a quick hot lap and walkthrough video for the team I'm going to be driving for. Warrior Enterprises coming up here for the Bathurst 12-hour race. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump in and put a hot lap down. Drive about 95% on our out lap here. Get the tires on the temperature. So this is a qualifying set. So we're running low fuel, so I will just accept that low fuel warning. Tires are starting to come in pretty nice here. Try to get a good run out of Murray's corner here. That was good. Right out to the wall. Right out to this wall. Clip this. See my telemetry on the right hand side there. With a lack of concentration. Make the second lap for fast lap.
2 litres left.
Well, if we can hold on to this, it'll be a mid 205 lap. That'll be pretty fast.
One litre remaining. That lap was a 205.3.
Alright, so 205.3, that's a pretty good lap for a fellow like me. Let's get out of the car. Let's watch that back. First we'll watch it in TV mode and then we'll do the onboard walkthrough. Alright. Let's get rid of this stuff. Was a pretty good lap. Okay, so let's switch to cockpit view and we will watch that over. Okay, alright, so first braking point. We will. So coming up to the 100-meter board, there is a pole just after that. That's where I start to pick up my braking. And in like even this tire mark on the track is, you could still brake there, and if you watch my brake trace, that's basically where I'm braking because it's a qualifying lap. I go up to about 90% braking. Downshifting, I'll downshift again, it's gonna blip. There we go. And then I'm just trailing it in here, slowly bleeding off the brakes till I know I'm going to hit the apex here. I'm just kind of dancing on the brake a bit to get it to turn in. And then right about here, I start picking it up again. And I'm not like, I don't just hammer the throttle down. I'm like feathering into the throttle so that the back end doesn't step out. Trying to keep it under control. Now down this hill, you might be tempted to shift into 6th, but keep it in 5th because it helps under braking when you're at red line and you back off. It really helps slow the car down. So you'll see right here, we go red line here, and then I brake right at that road. And I brake hard, but I don't turn in right away. I stay out until about this white line, and then I start turning in. because you want to get into this little banking in here. You want to kind of fall into it, like from the outside, dip into it, really close to the curb without hitting the curb, and that'll be your fastest way through this corner. You don't want to get caught on the outside, or you'll end up over here in the dog food fence. So yeah, and then just like again, I'm not getting right on the throttle. I'm just touching the curb a bit here with the right side tires. So now I'm back on the throttle. I know I'm going to be able to make it through the corner. So it's just full out. Okay, this corner up here, you want to have your right tires at least on this white line. And right here at this fence is where I start turning in, and you'll see I back off the throttle and I let it coast in a bit, and I want it to coast out towards the trees here. And then I start applying the brake, about 50% brake, because if you go any more than that, it'll want to loop the car because you're going uphill, right? So yeah, you get it down into second, and then I'm just kind of dancing on the brake to get it to start the turn in. And then as soon as it starts to turn in, I'm gonna let it coast for a bit. So like right here, you'll see I let it coast so that it hooks up, and I'm not doing anything with the throttle or the brake, and I'm just trying to follow this white line around. And then once I know I'm gonna make the corner, I start getting into the throttle, but again, I'm not hammering on the throttle. I'm easing into it, because what happens is the car unloads up here and you can get sideways, and you'll see I think I even do get a little bit sideways. Yeah, see, I'm counter steering a bit because the car is kind of wheel spinning a bit. So once you get it to hook up, you want to try to get out here a bit if you can, because it's a little bit of like a bit of a bump here. It unloads the car a bit. So if you can attack it at a more greater angle, you'll be able to keep the traction. As soon as I hit the rise, I grab third gear. All right, and then from here I let it run out all the way to the wall. I want to be right in this little dog leg, and then as soon as I get in there, I want to start turning in fourth, and you'll see I'm not fully on the throttle till I know the car's not going to slide out to the wall. Now I know I'm good. I got a good line. Full throttle, right? Okay, this here, you want to clip this white line as you're coming in, and then you want to shift to fifth once you start going down this hill, because that'll help keep the car neutral when you come into this compression. And this metal grate right here, if you watch, I'm starting to back off, and then you start turning in at that metal grate. And ideally, you don't want to be up here on the curb. You just want to like be a little bit on this curb just to help the car rotate. I got a little bit too much curb there when it raised up the car like that. And then I'm full throttle here. Okay, this corner here, what you got to do, and you'll notice, is I back off the fuel as I crest this hill so that I can get the front end to dig in a bit. And I even use a little bit of the brake to get the car to steer in a bit. And then I'm about 3/4 throttle, and I want to be close on this wall, right up close to this wall. And then as soon as I see this curbing, at the end of that curbing, I pick up the throttle, and I can let it drift all the way out to this curbing. You can even put your wheels up on that curbing. Okay, here, you want to be on the white line, not in the marbles. And right at the sign, you want to downshift to fourth and brake. And you'll see I'm using about 1/3 of the brake until I get over the crest. Then I let go of the brake, and I'm just like a little bit on the throttle until I know the car is starting to straighten out. And then I can pick up the brake again and downshift into third on this curb. And you'll see like I'm kind of dancing with both pedals just to try to keep the car from looping around. And then once I'm off the curb, then I go back to full half brake, downshift to second. And you want to keep it as tight as you can to this wall because you want a straight shot through the dipper here. So you'll see I'm trying to keep it close, And then as soon as I see that this wall lines up with that Cooper sign, then I commit to trying to nick this wall with the car. And it's funny because you always think you're going to hit it, but you probably got about 2 feet when you think you're going to hit it. So then we straighten this out. Just go by this. It looks like I'm going to hit it, like it really does, but the car just misses. And then you can once you get by that wall, you can let the car drift all the way out here and run down here into fourth. Okay, braking point here. I'm in fourth. When the car gets to the beginning of the white, I brake and downshift to third. There's my downshift, and then I let it coast once I do that so that it doesn't upset the car too much. And then once I get the car pointing straight down this hill, I start braking again. So if you watch my trace here, now I'm braking about 50%, downshifting into second. I could have stayed a little bit further out here, but I wanted to kind of do a quick, short little apex here. So I'm trail braking down this hill, trying to get the car to bite, trying to get it to bite. There's a point on this wall right here where you can start picking up the throttle. Like where that short wall starts, you can really get on it there. And then you just let it drift out to this wall, and you should be able to catch it and not hit the wall. So now it's a high-speed run down Conrad Straight. I find I like to let it drift out to this side. And then over the crest, I'll bring it back over to the left. And then you want to maximize this corner and get it as wide as possible without getting it off track. Okay, braking point here is just before the 100 board. Like this, basically I would say this third cat sign from the red, I'm going to start braking like 100%. And then it's down to third. And you'll see I carry like a lot of braking in here because this is kind of like a little downhill to uphill switch. And you can really brake hard and the car won't really get upset too much. As long as you're going straight. And then I start my turn in and you'll see I'll start trailing off here. And you can climb this curb. It actually helps the car turn a bit. And it is kind of the fast way through here. So you see I climbed up on it, and because you're kind of going uphill here. A lot of people don't realize that, it really slows the car down, and like you trail brake right in, and then once you get off that curb, you can just pick up the throttle, full throttle, because this is an easy flat through here. What you want to do is you want to run your right side tires along this curbing, and you'll get a little bit of an extra bit of rotation from that. And then you just run her down to Murray's Corner. Right up on the curbing. Okay, now this is important braking zone here. This is one of the most important braking zones. So I'll get into fifth. Right at the beginning of this curbing, if you watch the trace, I'm going to go 100% braking, and I'm going to do 2 quick shifts. 1, 2, I didn't do 100%. And then I like to shift into second right at this little bit right here. And then you want to kind of late apex this. I turned in a little bit early here. I probably could have done a better lap. But you can, if you do this right, you can just clip this. Yeah, see, I clipped it a little too much there. So that kind of compromised my exit. If you can just clip that with the tire, you will have an excellent exit out of here. You be able to get the traction down without going out into the grass here. So yeah, so that was a hot lap of Bathurst and a quick walkthrough guide. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel. So that helps me push my content out into the YouTube algorithm, and it gets to people who are sim racers and who are fans of this kind of content. And if you have any questions, leave a comment in the comment section. I promise to answer all the comments. So yeah, I hope you have a good day, and I really hope this helps you for the Bathurst 12-hour race. Everybody take care. Have a great day.